The Galactic Academy prided itself on preparing the bravest minds in the galaxy. Each cycle, the top xenobiology students were sent on a field trip to observe a dangerous world. This year, the destination was whispered across every corridor with wide eyes and trembling voices. Earth, a blue planet. Beautiful from space. Covered in water and green land. But no one talked about beauty. Only danger. Inside the shuttle, the students sat in their seats, quiet. Some had seen Class 3 worlds. One had even survived a Class 4 jungle moon. But Earth was a Class 5 death world. The only one with intelligent life. Professor Illit, a floating translucent being with 12 blinking eyes, hovered to the front. "Welcome," he gurgled. "Today, you will witness why Earth is feared in every corner of the galaxy. You must not touch anything, not even the ground, unless told." Chai, a small feathered student, clicked his claws nervously. "Sir, isn't Class 5 the highest rating?" "Yes," Illit replied. "And Earth earns it." As the shuttle entered the atmosphere, the students looked out the windows. It looked calm. Gentle clouds, oceans glowing blue, forests thick with green. 6. A spiny reptilian whispered, "It looks so peaceful. Where's the danger?" Illit's 12 eyes blinked slowly. "Everywhere." The shuttle landed in a dry region called Australia. The sun burned overhead. Waiting for them was a tall woman in shorts and sunglasses. "This is Maria," said Illit, "your human guide." Maria grinned. "Welcome to the land where everything wants to kill you." They started walking through dry bushland. Maria pointed left and right as she walked casually. "Over there, brown snake. One bite, you're gone in minutes. Over there, funnel web spider. Aggressive. Poisonous. Likes shoes. And under that log, we sometimes find scorpions or ants that burn like fire." Chai stumbled. "This is insane. Why do humans live here?" Maria shrugged. "The surf's good." Suddenly, something scurried across the path. It shimmered with blue rings. Half the class screamed. Maria crouched, picked it up with bare hands, and held it up. Blue-ringed octopus. "Pretty, huh? One of the deadliest creatures on the planet. But tiny." Illit's scanner screamed red alerts. G-1. A Korean human exchange student laughed nervously. "Yeah, that little guy can kill 10 adults. Fast." The aliens began backing away from everything. Next stop, Mount Washington, New Hampshire. Stepped out into a snowstorm. Wind howled like a beast. The temperature was below freezing. "This mountain once had the fastest wind ever recorded on Earth," said Maria, struggling against the gusts. "Also, snowstorms, ice, freezing fog, trapeze, feathers iced over in seconds." "Why build anything here?" asked 6, shivering under his heat shield. Maria yelled over the wind, "Science, and bragging rights." One alien fainted from cold, despite thermal protection. Haun, a Korean girl raised on Earth, stood still, her face red but steady. "You, just breathe slower," she said softly. "Let your body learn." From snow to shaking ground, they flew to California next. The land looked sunny. People were everywhere, drinking iced tea, walking dogs, eating outside. "Is this safe?" Chai asked. "Suspicious." "Not really," Maria replied. "This is earthquake country. Fault lines under everything." A light tremor passed through their feet. Birds scattered. "And yet people live here." 6 asked. "Why died?" "Oh yeah, real estate's cheaper," Maria said with a grin. In the skies above the Amazon rainforest. The shuttle scanners screamed. Humidity, 100%. Insect warning. Extreme predator. Density. High. Flora status. Aggressive. "Are these warnings accurate?" Chai asked nervously. "They're soft," Maria replied. They stepped out and were immediately swarmed by bugs. A monkey screamed at them from above. Vines writhed under their feet. One student was stung by a fire ant and needed emergency gel. They saw a group of local humans barefoot, shirtless, planting crops, singing songs. "They're laughing," 6 said in disbelief. "How? They don't just live, Illit said. They dominate." But Earth wasn't finished yet. Final stop, Detroit, Michigan. In the middle of winter. Temperature, -20°C. Snow flew sideways. The streets were covered in ice. The wind felt like knives. The aliens stepped out, slowly dressed in heated suits and force field coats. Then, a small human child walked by, in shorts. Chai's voice cracked. "Where is his thermal armor?" Maria, shaking under 6 layers, said, "He says he doesn't feel cold." Suddenly, a giant man walked by. Tank top, flip-flops, holding a frozen drink. I love this weather, he shouted. The aliens stood completely still. Not from cold, but from fear. They looked at the man, and then looked at G1 and Hound. This is normal, 6 asked. G1 nodded. Kind of. Troy whispered. They're not scared of anything. They are, Hound said. They just move forward anyway. The students stared at the city, the weather, the people. A world where nothing was safe, and yet life flourished. This isn't a death world, Troy muttered. It's worse. Illit floated forward. No, he said. It is a death world, but not because of its beasts, its storms, or its poison. It is a death because of them. He pointed at the humans. They do not run. They do not fear. They laugh in the face of extinction. They are the reason Earth is feared. The shuttle rose into the sky. The students were silent. Earth faded into space behind them, blue and calm looking again. But now, they knew it only looked peaceful. Underneath it was a world of monsters. And the worst monsters were smiling. The shuttle flew silently over the Earth, breaking through clouds of storm, dust, and snow. The alien students sat quietly, still processing what they had just seen. No one joked. No one whispered. Even Troy, who usually asked a question every 10 seconds, sat holding his feathers close to his body. Illit floated slowly to the front. His 12 eyes blinked one at a time. Now, he said, I will show you what makes humans different. The lights dimmed. A large screen lit up above their heads. Footage began. A volcano. Bright red fire pouring from its side. Smoke blackened. The sky. In the middle of the lava zone, 3 humans stood with cameras. Laughing they are. Filming it. 6 asked in disbelief. Yes, said Illit. They often get closer to danger than safety allows. It is not a mistake. It is a choice. Next, a flood. Water rushing through a town. Homes crushed. Roads broken. But humans were standing on rooftops. Not crying. Singing. Why are they not running? Troy asked. They know they can lose everything, Illit replied. So they hold on to each other. The next video. War. Loud. Brutal. Terrible. Men and women ran across fields with weapons. Smoke everywhere. A soldier lifted his injured friend and carried him across the fire. One student turned away. Another wept. G1 looked at the screen calmly. That's my grandfather's story. Everyone turned to him. He was shot during the war, but he dragged another man to safety with one arm. He didn't cry. He didn't stop. He just said, I had to do it. But why? Krye asked. Because quitting wasn't an option, Hound said. Next came a hurricane. A roof flew off a house. Trees bent and snapped. But in the center, children were playing in the rain. Adults grilled food on a metal sheet. Then the footage showed something stranger. A man skiing down a mountain. On lava rock. A woman swimming under frozen lake water. A child climbing a tree full of angry wasps. Another walking casually through a desert where temperatures reached 50 degrees. They go where they shouldn't, whispered 6, and they smile doing it, Illit added. The screen shut off. The shuttle lights came back. Do you understand now? The professor asked. Troy stood up slowly. It's not the planet. It's not the storms. It's not the creatures. It's the humans, said 6. Correct. Illit nodded. They were given chaos and made it home. G1 smiled a little. When we fall, we stand again. When we get burned, we try again. It's not bravery. It's just who we are. The shuttle slowed as it left Earth's atmosphere. The blue planet shrank behind them, still glowing with clouds and light. Troy leaned close to the window. I used to think a death world meant a place full of death. Illit floated beside him. But now, I think it means a place that gives you death and dares you to live anyway. Illit smiled. If you could call the ripple of his jelly form a smile, that's a better definition than the textbooks. Inside the classroom halls of the Galactic Academy, the students returned to a hero's welcome. Other aliens crowded around them, eager for stories. Is it true they have insects that burrow into your skin? Someone asked. Is it true a bird can pick up a child? Is it true they live in frozen cities with no walls? Yes, Troy said, eyes still wide. But that's not the scariest part. Then what is? A smaller student asked. Troy looked him in the eye and said, the humans like it. The crowd fell silent. Later that cycle, the academy opened a new display. Earth, the only Class 5 home. Holograms showed lightning, tornadoes, lava, bears, cities collapsing, and people surfing waves taller than buildings. One display showed A man shoveling snow shirtless, while a blizzard raged. Another showed a woman racing a cyclone on a bicycle. A final one showed a group of soldiers laughing beside a crater, one holding a broken helmet. Another brewing tea. Students came from across the galaxy just to see it. Illit gave a closing lecture before the semester ended. Earth is the only place in the galaxy that has trained its people to smile while bleeding, to rebuild on broken ground, to laugh at pain. That is what makes humans dangerous. He floated back, blinking slowly. They don't wait for permission to survive, they choose it. Later, as Hound and G1 prepared to leave for Earth, Tri stopped them. "Why do you go back?" he asked, after seeing the stars. "Why? Return to that madness." G1 smiled. "Because Earth is ours. It tries to kill us, but we don't let it win." Hound nodded. "And because we love it." Tri didn't understand it. Not really. But as they walked into the shuttle, he saluted them anyway. They had walked through fire and snow, poison and storms. And still, they called it home. Earth wasn't just a death world. It was proof that the most dangerous thing in the galaxy is a human with a reason to keep going.